Okay, so these are the notes for CPCTC, and they will be glued in your notebook on the page that your teacher tells you. So make sure you glue these in. CPCTC is an abbreviation, and it stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So we know that when two triangles are congruent, that means they are the exact same size and shape, and that all three sides of one triangle are the same length of the three sides of the other. All three angles of the one triangle are the same measure as the three angles of the other. Okay. We've been working on proving triangles are congruent for one of the triangle congruent theorems, such as side, angle, side, 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 angle, angle, side, side, angle, and hypotenuse, leg. Once you know that two triangles are congruent, that means any other leftover sides or angles will automatically be congruent because they would be considered corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And we will use the reason CPCTC. In a proof, step 1, so I'm right here, CPCTC proof step. So in a proof, first, you prove that the two triangles are congruent using one of the 5 triangle congruent theorems that I just mentioned. After that, step 2, state that the corresponding parts are congruent. Your reason is CPCTC. This will always come right after you have proven two triangles are congruent. So here is an example of what this looks like. So this is a proof. We are given all this information. We have a pair of congruent sides. We have a pair of right angles. We are trying to prove this side ST is congruent to VR. So in order to do that, we're first going to lay down all of our information and show that these two triangles are congruent. And once we say these triangles are congruent, then we will be able to say ST is congruent to VR because they will be corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay, so statement 1 comes straight from the given. RT congruent to VU. It's right there. So our reason is given. Statement 2, again, is from the given. SR congruent to UR, our reason is given. In statement 3, still from the given, we have angle T and angle V are right angles, and our reason is given. So if I look at the diagram, I have RT congruent to VU, so that's these two sides. And then I have SR congruent to UR. Here's SR, UR. Normally we label them side, side, but right here, statement 3, we have angle T and angle V are right angles, okay? So right here we have a right angle. I'm gonna put right angle. I got right angle. Whenever you have right triangles, we want to see whether or not we have hypotenuse leg. Remember, the right angle square always points you to the hypotenuse, okay? So this side is the hypotenuse, and it has a congruent mark on it. So already we have H. Same thing with the other triangle. This is the hypotenuse. It has a congruent mark, so we have H. And then we know L is just any other side of a right triangle. So this side right here is a leg. So that's an L. Congruent to this side over here, that's a leg. So that's an L. So already we can say that these two triangles are congruent. Triangle RTS is congruent to triangle UVR. Our reason is HL, hypotenuse leg. Since these triangles are congruent, any other angles or sides that do not have congruent marks are automatically congruent. So we go to our proof statement. ST now is automatically congruent to VR. And our reason is because they are corresponding parts of congruent triangles, therefore they are congruent. So our reason is CPCTC. Okay, and notice how it came right after we said the triangles are congruent for one of the triangle theorems. In this case, we used HL. In another case, you might use side angle side or SSS or angle side angle or whatever. But right after that, you're going to list